In today's lecture, we will go towards the date function and let us start. I will see the invoice date and it is D5 and I will use the text function. By using text function, I will select it. After using D5 comma, I can have the opportunity to write triple D, double D or 4 times D. So the triple D, what will it will give you? It will give me the day of the week, and let us print it. You can see Saturday. And if I change it, let me change it and from triple D to 4Ds. And you can see by using 4Ds it has written complete Saturday. So it is using the date function. You can find double Ds, triple Ds and all of the functions here. You can use it. And now it is name range. Name range is the alternate of absolute referencing. There are some rules you can see here, but it is very important. It will help you a lot and it is used by pro Excel users. So we will tell you about relative referencing, then absolute referencing, then the name range. So here it is written penalty, and what I am going to do, I am going to multiply the amount column here with the penalty. So I am giving it the address. It has calculated by multiplying it. Okay, but if I extend it to the whole column, there is an error because this is not relative referencing. So for absolute referencing, Excel give us the edge that for absolute referencing you have to write dollar sign. So let me remove it, write the formula again, but in the penalty we have to do dollar and $2, the dollar sign. So now let us check. This is known as absolute referencing. Now it will not give us the error. But what is the use of name range here? You can see absolute referencing, but name range is the pro tip. Name range is interesting. So let us remove all the things and tell you what the name range is about. That is the alternative of absolute referencing. So for going towards the name range, let me select penalty rate and go towards this first box. And in this first box, we will remove using backspace and give the cell our own name. Let me give it the name of penalty underscore rate and press enter. After pressing enter, I will come out, and if I click on it, you can see there is written penalty rate. Now let me show you the magic of name range. Now we don't have to write any of the things like dollar sign because the name has changed to penalty rate. Okay, so I will go towards the amount column again and select the value. And now if I multiply it, I will click on the penalty rate and you can see there is easy wording written penalty rate, the name I have given to this cell. This is known as assigning name range to a cell. Now if I will click it, you can see all of the columns are filled easily. So it is the alternate of absolute referencing. Now let us move towards another slide. And if we want to make the whole column as the name box, we have made penalty range as the name box. But if we want to make the whole column as the name box, what we have to do? Don't select the label. I am pressing my cursor cell here and press shift, control and down key. And shift, control and down key will select all the column, but please don't select the label. And now I will name it. Just I have named in the cell. So I have given it the name as amount paid and pressing enter, and if I come out, now this whole column is selected as the name range. Let me show you. I am going here. If I click name range, and you can see how the whole column is selected. So this is very interesting thing. You can make the whole columns as the name range. You don't have to do absolute referencing. Okay, I am clicking and you can see it is showing the selection automatically because they are assigned as the name range. Now we can make a list of columns, a variety of columns, a number of columns as the name range, or you can make any of the column as the name box using another method. What is the another method? The another method is to go towards the formula bar, or you can make the whole column as the name box. So I am clicking it. Suppose I am clicking this location column. Okay. Go to the formula bar, and in the formula bar we have the first option. But first we have to select. Okay. So let me select this cell named as location. Okay. I have selected the cell in the formula bar. I will go towards the first option, define name, and in the define name I will give it a name, and it is already named as location. And workbook, the scope is workbook, it is applied to the whole workbook, and I click on OK. And this is the another option to define name box. Just we have defined it here. If you click on location, you can see the location box is selected. So this is the another option of defining the name box. So you can define it directly, or you can define it from the formula bar as well. And if you want to select this, we can go and select any of these as the name box. So it's all depends on ourselves. Okay. Now let us move forward, and if we want to make a list of columns as the name box. Suppose there are many columns, and we are going to select all of them once, and after selecting all of them once, we make a name box for each column. So we don't have to select each one by one. I have the pro tip to do it. Let me remove unnecessary column. What is the pro tip? The pro tip for selecting whole column, first of all, we will go toward formula and see the create from selection option. But what we have to do first, we don't select like this because it is for early users. We will select only the labels and press shift control and down key. It will select all the values of the column automatically. Now I will go towards the formula bar. In the formula bar, I will select create from selection. Remove the left row if you want to remove it, and I will remove it and click OK. And it will create the name range of all of these columns under my selection. Now you can see on from the top, and I can check all of them. You can see all the names appeared. If I select any of the name, it will automatically show me. So all these columns are defined as name ranges separately. Okay, hope you have got the idea of what is name range. But now I will select you the why we are doing so much effort on this name range, why we are making each and every column as the name range. Now that's come the master trick. Now let's come the master trick, that why these name ranges are important, why these are interesting, why they are making our life easier. Okay, we can change the name. You can see all the name boxes in name manager, and you can change the name, edit or delete. It's upon you. It's also a pro tip that if you have defined a lot of name ranges and you want to see them all the name ranges, all the columns, all the boxes you have selected as the name, you can see them in the name manager. It's upon you. That's also for you. If someone has taken your Excel sheet, how he can know that you have assigned name ranges for this cell, for this column. So this is for checking, just checking. Now the perfect use, that is the main use, that is the use by experts, Excel experts. The name ranges, if you are in the worksheet and you want to calculate the sum, but the column is existing on another sheet, how you can do it? This is the main thing I want to show you. Now I'm on this sheet, recon analysis, and I want to calculate the sum, but the column for which I want to calculate the sum is not here, is on the previous sheet. So I will write sum, and Excel know the name range I have already assigned. That is the master trick. So I will write AMOUNT, and it will show me in yellow color that this is the name range, and you have assigned it previously in the scope, and scope is workbook. You can use it in the whole workbook. So amount paid column is automatically displayed here. So I will write and press enter. It will calculate the sum from the other worksheet. This is the pro tip. This is the master tip. that without going towards this column in the other sheet, I have calculated the sum without using the mouse and by sitting on the another sheet. This is the master use of name range. That's why name range is important. That's why it is taking the ground. That's why it is known as the pro tip. Now, let us move forward and hope you have got the proper idea. And now we are going to use the COUNTIF function. If we want to find the occurrences of location Sydney in a column, Melbourne in a column, but we don't want to go to the previous sheet. Okay, so COUNTIF function is very important. This will calculate this location column and all the counts of Sydney and Melbourne, but we don't want to go into this sheet. We will do it by sitting it in the record analysis sheet. So I am writing here count if and you will get the magic. So all the efforts we have done in the name range are giving us the result. So it has two arguments. Number one is the name range we have given, which is named as location, and number two, what is the value you want to search in that column. And I am here, it is written Sydney, I am selecting it, and it will go towards the sheet, see through the column and find Sydney, count how many Sydneys are there and give you the answer. That is the pro tip. That is making my day. That is the thing that will help us a lot. So we will find the name ranges for the Melbourne as well. So I am writing COUNTIF, and in the COUNTIF function, I am again giving it the location. That is the name range that is assigned by me. Then selecting Melbourne, and it has calculated. So there are 88 rows, and in the 88 rows, 40 are Melbourne, and 40 are Sydney, and 44 are Melbourne. So you can get. I think you have got the idea about it. Now SUM-IFS function. SUM-IFS function takes three arguments. It will go towards the Sydney column and also see through the column beside it. It will go towards the Sydney column and find the amount paid only for Sydney city. It will go toward the location column, go to a Melbourne and find the sum of dollars amount paid only for the Melbourne city. So this is very much higher level application than the COUNTIF function. SUM-IFS also check and sum only of the things that is for the relative city. SUM-IFS, the first argument, what is the first argument is the amount paid we want to calculate. Okay, so let me write it. And the second argument is the second column, that is the second name range. You can call it name range. The second name range is location. I am giving it. And what is the third argument? Third argument should be the city. We have to give the city separately as well. So we will click on Sydney A8 and now we will click enter. You can see it has calculated the total in the amount paid column, but only for the cities. So this is the SUM-IFS function with its full potential. Now I am writing SUM-IFS for Melbourne. So I am writing SUM-IFS and the location column, the whole location column, and the third argument. What would be the third argument? The Melbourne city, and it will calculate for the Melbourne. And now let me press enter, and you can see all of these are here. But if you want to know that the total is good and we have find the correct total and it has the Sydney and Melbourne sum is accurate and there is no mistake and we have done manipulation induced to column correctly, we can find the total by doing total two of them because we have already done the sum of this whole column. So by making the total of these two cities, it will help me verify that if the sum is correct or not. You are getting the idea. Now I am pressing enter. You can see it is correct. 100% correct. Now you can match two of these. Now last but not the least, I am going towards by showing you this magic. and hope you are satisfied and getting the master use of name ranges. Now, uh, after moving this, I am going towards some fancy styling. The last pro tip that I have seen a student who was working, so I want to create tick marks for these. If there is written 1 minus 1 in student project status, and I want to create beautiful visualization, I will press Control 1, go towards the custom option, and in the general, I will edit it. So, listen to me. You have to write first of all square bracket, and in the square bracket I have written green, and after closing the square bracket you will press window dot. It will open emojis, and you will write check, it will give you emoji, and when you click it, check is disappeared. And after that you will write completed in inverted commas. And if you have written, then you have to place a semicolon. And after the semicolon, you have to again make the square bracket, write red in the square bracket, then window dot. And in window dot, you can select any of the emoji you want that is supported by your Microsoft Excel. There are a lot of emojis. I will select some blue tick, and it's all upon you. Okay. Make sure that it should be supported by your computer, or your Microsoft Excel. Okay, so let me select any of the emoji. It's all upon you. Square bracket red, and after that you press window dot. And in the window dot, there are emojis. You can select any emoji. Then you can again inverted commas, and in the inverted commas, I am writing incomplete. And then I will press enter or OK. And you can see the visualization in front of you. Thank